2019 was an eventful year for the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Let's take you on a journey back in time, starting with the donation of supplies and equipment. In January, the licensed primary school and New Forest group of schools received $8 million each to purchase a school bus. Then, fast forward to November. Children in 150 early childhood institutions received 500 playmats to improve their learning. And students of the Iris Kelly Primary School in Kingston now have access to more water after a rainwater harvesting system was installed. Many steps were also taken to upgrade and expand learning spaces. Among them was a $10 million grant to the Western Hospitality Institute in Negril for renovation and expansion works. The Zion Hill Primary School in Manchester received a reconstructed ICT room, playing field, paved driveway, perimeter fencing and drainage system. And a refurbished science laboratory was opened at the St. Catherine High School.
The Ministry of Education is executing its responsibility in a very efficient and professional manner, in pursuit of the best that can be offered to our children and their development.
Government was also on a mission to provide new infrastructure to schools. Take, for instance, the much-anticipated Learning Center at Rock River Primary School in Clarendon. An additional building was also added to the Care Bear Early Childhood Development Center in St. Andrew. Chetola Park Primary in Hannahtown got a $13 million special education unit. New classrooms were added to Campbell's Castle Primary and Infant in Manchester and Fair Prospect Primary in Eastern Portland. A 2,000 square meter playfield and 4-lane concrete running track were constructed at Constant Spring Primary, and the Caribbean's first and largest Confucius Institute was opened at the University of the West Indies Mona campus.
We stand here in this learning center, some 2,400 square meters, designed to ensure that our students at the University of the West Indies and also the people of Jamaica can learn and benefit from the brotherly camaraderie that exists between Jamaica and the People's Republic of China.
Under the subject of human resource development, the score sheet was positive. An MOU was signed for the development of a free online leadership course that will strengthen school leadership and create more child-friendly schools. Another agreement was made for 30 school administrators to be trained in how to better serve and educate students with special needs. And a 6-month course was funded to teach 120 primary school teachers how to diagnose and correct various language-based learning disabilities in students.
When we have a creative learning-based platform that will assist children with learning disabilities, it is a win not just for the teachers who are being trained, but it is a win for all our children.
The ministry's support to students in 2019 was unwavering. A memorandum of understanding was signed to foster healthy eating habits among children. A breakfast program was rolled out to benefit 70,000 vulnerable students at the primary and early childhood levels. $817 million was spent on textbooks, electronic aids, and other supplies for grades 1 to 13. An e-library project was launched to give students access to thousands of current textbooks and instructional videos. 47 full tuition scholarships were provided to needy students who started their Bachelor of Medicine or Bachelor of Surgery degrees at the University of the West Indies Mona, and scholarships, bursaries, and grants amounting to $5.1 million were awarded to 28 students from across the island to offset tuition and related expenses.
The best investment we can make in Jamaica is in our youth. The best investment we can make is in developing the human capital of this country. And these young kings and young queens are that human capital.
Knowledge is power, and the ministry ensured that the future generation had all the information they need to become great men and women of tomorrow. Youth Month 2019 introduced young people to opportunities in education, training, entrepreneurship, investment, and health. And of course, steps were made to protect and nurture children in state care. Wards of several private and government-owned residential child care facilities received life skills training and career advice at the 2019 National Children's Summit. An agreement was made to establish a pilot foster care project to place more children under state care in stable homes.
The homestead place of safety open. The homestead place of safety has been refurbished simply to ensure that our young ladies get the requisite care, love, protection that they need to become wonderful young ladies of Jamaica who will contribute to our growth, development, and ultimate prosperity.
And just before we close this review, let's not forget some of the major milestones of the ministry. 2019 saw the successful administration of the first sitting of the Primary Exit Profile PEP examination.
Based on the students' performance, it is evident that the education system at the primary level is moving in the right direction. Last year, we placed 30,789 students in schools of their preference. This year, we placed 32,155 students in schools of their choice.
And a new twinning concept was successfully introduced to 52 high schools.
These students would get an opportunity to share in the experiences of a very highly successful school.
So those were some of the major accomplishments and milestones for the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information for the year 2019. I can't wait to see what this year has to deliver.